From the heart of Philly, this is CBS News Philadelphia. Time is ticking to get those last-minute gifts. What to expect at stores if you're heading out for some final holiday shopping today. And millions of people traveling this week, and if you're one of them, experts say prepare for busy roads, airports, and train stations. And we have a next weather alert day. Several counties are under a winter weather advisory as a wintry mix moves into the region. It won't last long, though, but it could impact your holiday drive. Good morning and welcome to the News at 7, streaming here on CBS News Philadelphia and on Philly 57. I'm Aziza Schuler in for Jim Donovan. And I'm Janelle Burrow. Welcome to this Christmas Eve, everybody. We're going to start things off with that next weather forecast on this alert day. Meteorologist Grant Gilmore in for Kate with a look at the messy weather heading our way. Grant, good morning.
It is a little messy. Good morning, guys. But look, we have a little bit of snow on our Christmas Eve. That's something to kind of be excited about, right? Especially if you're getting up, you're doing some baking this morning or cooking prep, or maybe just some final holiday wrapping of those presents. Snow on the way, but if you've got to head out, I'll tell you what, give yourself some extra time. Snow rolling in across the Lehigh Valley, and it's rolling right into the Delaware Valley. Places across Philadelphia, Center City, probably start to see this snow arrive within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Notice the temperatures, though, right there in the mid and upper 20s. Because of those below freezing temperatures, a lot of the snow is going to accumulate, except for on some of those roadways that have been pre-treated, which they're handling it okay. But we're still going to find some slick spots as we head through the next couple of hours. We'll see some light snow accumulation, I think up to an inch, nothing more than that, with an icy glaze potentially forming on some elevated surfaces. So we'll have to watch that, though, on the I-95 corridor, and obviously all of that resulting in some slick roads as we make our way through the next couple of hours. We just showed you this. I'll show it to you again because it's been a camera to watch over the last couple of hours. This is in Bethlehem. At first, the roads and the pre-treated roads were handling the snow, but now the snow is on the roads right now, so no doubt some slick spots out there as we see some of that coating of snow blanketing the area. It's moving to the south and east. There are some patches of some heavier snowfall now moving into the Wilmington area, Westchester, Limerick, up towards Doylestown, seeing some of that moderate snow. Again, it moves into the Philly area and then into South Jersey. Guys, it's out of here by lunchtime, giving way to some sunshine later on this afternoon. Kim, over to you.
Thanks so much, Grant. Right now, we have good news for Schuylkill eastbound drivers before Belmont Avenue. We had a crash that was blocking the right lane and the right shoulder, but that has been all cleared out. All lanes are open. But we are still dealing with a crash on the PA Turnpike eastbound near Route 29. That right now is blocking one lane. We have snow on the ground near North Wales on Route 202 at Route 611. As you can see, we have cars out there taking it slow. We definitely are starting to see some snow blowing onto the road. We also have snow on the PA Turnpike at Morgantown with drivers with their headlights on and leaving lots of room between them and the car in front of them. Also, we still in Lower Makefield Township are still dealing with a tree down on Stony Hill Road, so that's closed between Oxford Valley Road and Haycock Road. Your alternates around that are going to be Edgewood Road, Oxford Valley Road, and Big Oak Road in order to get around all of that. Janelle?
All right. Thank you, Kim. 7:03 now. The U.S. Postal Service, they have been working around the clock to make sure you get all of your holiday gifts in time ahead of Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. Yeah, we don't want them to be late. CBS News Philadelphia's Brandon Goldner is live at the Chester Post Office, where those postal workers are getting ready for one of the busiest days of the year. I know a lot of them are overwhelmed, but they're getting the job done.
Absolutely, and they're really passionate when it comes to their job and what the work that they're doing here. Keep in mind, 10,000 packages are running just through this post office every day this holiday season, and in particular 9.3 billion packages over the entire postal service. We're here with one of the carriers who's going to be delivering, and she's got the holiday spirit. Cynthia Rice is here. Cynthia, let me ask you, what are you up to right now?
Well, we came in early this morning to get all these packages out in a couple hours, and then we got to come back and do some more packages.
Cynthia, let me ask you, what can people do to help you out as a carrier?
Well, this morning, actually, please just have some salt on those driveways and those steps and the walkways so that we can get up to your house to deliver your packages safely.
We were talking earlier, what do you enjoy most about being a mail carrier?
Oh, I just love seeing the customers smile when I just bring their packages in their mail, and just love seeing their faces light up.
And you're in the holiday spirit right now. What do you love about the holiday?
I really love Christmas. I love the lights. People are just so joyous around this time. I love just seeing the smiles, and it makes me smile.
Cynthia, this holiday season, it's probably been busy for you all those packages. How do you get through it?
Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. Yeah.
And Cynthia, one of the biggest things that you all, have to deal with is the weather today.
Yeah.
What do you do to keep safe?
Well, we have hand warmers. I have this mask that blocks the wind, and just make sure that we have gloves and layers. Plenty of layers.
What's the biggest thing you want customers out there to know about the work that you're doing?
It takes people. It's people behind the packages. There is a person behind the package, and every piece of mail, there is a person.
Cynthia, thank you so much. Really do appreciate the holiday spirit. And thank you. And definitely remember, as she said, keep the pathways to your house clear. And of course, also keep the lights on so the carriers can see as they're walking up. I'll send it back over to you, Aziza and Janelle.
Brandon, Cynthia is glowing. I wish I could send her an extra cup of coffee to get through this day. As a reminder, be kind to your postal workers. Thank you, Brandon. Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the deadly shooting of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, has entered a not guilty plea on New York State murder and terror charges. Mangione was arraigned in Manhattan yesterday and is also facing federal charges. His attorney is now expressing concern over his right to a fair trial, suggesting prejudice in the case because of public comments made by government officials.
He was on display for everyone to see in the biggest staged perp walk I've ever seen in my career. Like every other defendant, he is entitled to a presumption of innocence.
We will comply with our ethical obligations with respect to trying this defendant's guilt in this courtroom and this courtroom alone.
The judge on this case has guaranteed that Mangione will receive a fair trial. He faces a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole if convicted on state charges. A federal conviction would lead to the death penalty. We will continue to follow this story throughout the court process. You can always find the latest updates on air, streaming, and online at cbsphiladelphia.com.
Former President Bill Clinton is spending Christmas Eve in the hospital. Clinton was admitted to Georgetown University Medical Center in Washington yesterday after coming down with a fever. Clinton's deputy chief of staff says the 78-year-old remains in good spirits and deeply appreciates the excellent care that he's getting. President Biden commuting the sentences of 37 of the 40 federal death row inmates to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and that includes Philadelphia's Kabani Savage, who was on death row for 12 murders, including ordering a firebomb that killed 2 adults and 4 children in 2004. The president pausing federal executions back in 2021. In a statement, Mr. Biden said, quote, "In good conscience, I cannot stand back and let a new administration resume executions that I halted." Senator Chris Coons of Delaware says he encouraged President Biden to end the use of the death penalty.
These are people who should never be out of prison. But Pope Francis has called on President Biden, as have many other criminal justice reform leaders, faith leaders, to step aside from federal death penalties.
President-elect Trump's team called Biden's decision a slap in the face to victims.
Firefighters are trying to figure out what started this fire that destroyed a house down the shore in Ocean County. The flames ripped through the home around 5 o'clock Monday morning on Holly Drive on Long Beach Island. You can see a lot of smoke as firefighters battled the fire. No one was home at the time, but officials say one firefighter fell and was airlifted to a trauma center with a head injury. 2 men are charged with murder in the October 2023 shooting of Chris Gordy. Gordy was killed inside a vehicle on I-95 North in Upper Chichester. Ronald Collins of Chester is currently in custody. Police are still searching for the second suspect charged, Daryl Eugene Beckett, also of Chester. He is considered armed and dangerous. Additional Starbucks locations are expected to close today as more union members join the nationwide strike. Multiple stores here in Philadelphia have been impacted by this strike as workers seek a contract and wage increases. Starbucks says that despite the strike, the majority of its U.S. locations are still operating as usual and that the company is committing to an annual pay increase of at least 1.5% for unionized workers.